Good morning, and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. In today's video, we are resuming our hashtag Octuga 2024. And today is week 2. Today begins week 2, excuse me. Week 2 is embellishments. So remember that the week begins on Sunday, and the collaborators are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then Thursday through Saturday are your days to catch up with that week's theme. So if you have not already, please make sure you go check out all of the collaborators. If you want to be eligible for the giveaway that I believe is October 31st, you have to be subscribed to everyone's channels and like and comment on all of the videos for your giveaways. The kits that we are working with are from Crafty Dragon Creations and Creative Paper Artisan, and those are on sale 30% off through the end of October in the respective Etsy shops. So, having said that, moving on along, here we go. All right, and I don't know if I caught that I was saying the collaboration name wrong in the second signature video, but obviously I said it differently this time. It's Octuga. It's like a play on the words. So, yes, I said it wrong. Okay, moving on. I was laughing at myself this morning, actually. I was like, oh, I've been saying that wrong the whole time. Not really the whole time, but anyway. All right, Chloe is like literally sitting right here. I've already had to move her fuzzy bottom off of my project once. I came up to film over an hour ago. My brother called, and an hour later, here I am back to trying to get in the groove here. I apologize in advance if my voice goes out, if I cough, clear my throat, whatever. I am a little bit under the weather and my head feels like a brick. So hopefully by the time this airs, I'll feel better. Today's October 1st. Happy October, everybody. Okay, moving along, embellishments. So embellishments means we are adding things to our paper. So if you're new to junk journaling, what is an embellishment? An embellishment can be a packet, it can be a tag, it can be any form of a tuck. It's anything that you are doing to decorate your pages. So I have cut out some bits here. Yesterday afternoon, I could not come up and film. It didn't feel like it, so I just cut out pieces. So this is a pocket. I've backed it with book page because I printed on a little bit of a lighter weight paper, and I want to make sure that my pocket is strong enough so when we're putting things in and out, it's not getting damaged. So if you're new to journaling, junk journaling, paper creating, whatever, something that I wish I would have learned a lot earlier than I did was paperweights. So 20-pound copy paper is everyone's go-to when you're starting out. It's what we all have for our printers. It's what you can buy at the store. It's relatively inexpensive, or less expensive than some of the better quality papers. I guess I should say that. And there's nothing wrong with using 20-pound paper. However, when you are just using it for your pockets and tucks and stuff, you do run the risk of damaging your pockets. So if you have a glue book like I do that has miraculously disappeared somewhere on this table, and if you saw my table, you would understand why I can't find it. It's really bad. This little space right here is all I have to work in right now. Anyway, I had gutted a book. I got books. So I got books for the, here, we'll just grab another one. I have a box of them under my table. Now this one has beautiful caramelized papers, but it's also a Reader's Digest. I can tell by the images in the book. But I got books because I want the covers to play with, right? Well, then what do you do with all those book pages? Well, you use them. You use them for your glue book, for if you need to back your pages. What I do, you can see here, I've done some stamping off on it. So then what happens is, okay, well, that's too gluey to use. Moving on to the next page, I need to back my lightweight piece of copy paper. I put it on a piece of glue book. Now it's backed, and now I've given new life to the vintage book that I've rescued from somewhere. Yard sale, Goodwill, thrift store, free books at the library. I don't know. But anyway, you have options. So don't stress if you're working with 20-pound paper, but do know that the paper has limitations. Okay. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. As I had said in the first video, I kind of want to try to gear this series toward people who maybe are new to journaling, or maybe you're just getting, well, yeah, you're new means you're just getting started. Hello. And maybe you just don't know these things, and they're just little tips and tricks that I've learned along the way that I'd like to share with you. 5 minutes now into this video, and you're like, are you going to do anything? Yeah, yes, I am. Okay, so I have here some printables that I printed out just a few minutes ago. It's week 2, it's embellishment week, and there are freebies. So make sure you go checking out the collaborators and either their Facebook or their Ko-fi or whatever. I did not print the freebies that are assigned to me this week, if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't like them. They're circles. If you have been following me any amount of time, you know that circles and I don't get along. So they will be available in my Facebook group. Don't worry, as well as over on my Ko-fi, but or Ko-fi or Ko-fi or however you say it. So these are some others that I printed, and I don't remember which collaborators I did print, but you'll find them if you go looking for them. So this is a loaded tag page that's from Karin, and I know it's from Karin because it says Creative Paper Artisan. So this one must be from Stacy. Karin again. I love the owl and the fox. And then this one, I just like the colors in the image. So those are some freebies from this week that I printed to use myself. Okay, so I've got this backed. This is going to get glued here. I do want to do a little bit of stitching, and I need to embellish it. Chloe is sitting on it. You can't have it. So I have this offcut from whatever I did the other day. Oh, different project. Spoiler alert, this is off the January project. I was trying to work on it on Sunday. But anyway, it's an offcut that was lying here, and I'm going to use it just to put a band across the page here. And I'm going to do that before I go stitch around this, because I just want that as a little bit of an embellishment on the pocket. I was trying to dig through the pieces, the cut aparts and stuff, and you need to find something to put on here as a decoration. I just have not gotten that far yet. Like I said, I was on the phone with my brother for a really long time, and I kind of lost my mojo from being on the phone. I was like, I have to film. I have to go over to the barn and film over there. There's an Amish crew over there working today, so they are putting gutters on the building, and we're going to be boxing in soffits. We're trying to get the bats out in a natural way. So Mark's going to build a bat house, though, so they don't get totally displaced. All right, so I'm going to stitch around this really quickly. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've gotten it stitched, and I just want to add a little bit of trim to the bottom here. And I should have stitched it on, but I didn't, and it's fine. I just want it to hang down, because then when we open this pocket, the trim's going to show here as well. Hi, close our glue when we're not using it, Jody. I'm kind of discombobulated today, so my apologies in advance for that, for sure. It's very difficult to try to work in the space that I have right here, and with the cat beside me here, it makes it even worse. She will probably try to attack these strings. Hopefully I can get the trim glued down before she decides to do that. If you're new to my channel, Miss Chloe is my cat, and she likes to hang out with me on my creative table. And sometimes that's a lot of fun, and sometimes it makes me insane because she wants to play with everything that's on my table. All right, now you can see that's springy, right? So I am going to just give that a second to grip and trim this edge off here. Ooh, hi. All right. Oh, I like it. I like it. And we need something for right here. I have this little thing of leaves that I got at a yard sale this summer. I think this might be like a Hobby Lobby thing. I don't know. I just picked them up at a yard sale this summer. She had like a bunch of these wooden things, and so I was like, oh, will you take, like, I don't know, I think I gave her $1 for all of them. It was crazy how many I got. But it's not something that I typically would have purchased somewhere, so it's a nice little addition to my supply for this time of year. And I just want some little something to put on there. Oh, I think that's cute. Maybe. I don't know. But let's glue the pocket down. We'll figure that out later. Okay, so I hope everybody's doing well. It's kind of gloomy here today. I think it might be maybe supposed to rain after a while. I'm not sure. Hopefully it won't rain till later since the guys are over at the barn working. I talked to my brother for an hour and he's down in Kentucky, and so he said like he was supposed to go up to Indiana this weekend for somebody's birthday, and he didn't end up going because he said it was like driving in a hurricane. He said it was so bad even where he is. Luckily, he didn't have much damage at his property, some trees down. But I know, I just can't believe it's so heartbreaking, the devastation. And everybody in the path of that storm was in my prayers. An acquaintance that we made in our travels, his little travel trailer that he lives in full time, because he full-time basically is a full-time camp host in his jobs. Anyway, he lost his about 90% of his belongings, I guess, in the storm. So that was sad. All right, so that's on there. We'll embellish this with something. We'll come back to it. I have a note here to cut some leaves to hide the water spot. And I'm like, where's the water spot? Because it blended in. But if you guys remember, I had a water spot from the napkin in the first video. Oh, and I wanted to show you. So the design for this, it's a pretty deep thumb notch. I don't typically make my thumb notches that deep, but it was the design. So I just used my, 1 3/4 inch circle punch and got down to where I was just at the bottom in the middle, and it made it deeper than I normally would make it, but that's the design. So I went with it. Okay, so I had cut some little maple leaves. I have this little maple punch, and they are not showing up very well. So that's why I got these out, because I thought we'd get a little bit more color and interest. Excuse me, an interest and a little bit of dimension. I don't want a lot because they are kind of thick, but they're fun. So we're gonna go do something with them. Maybe they're kind of thick and they're not really flowing like I would like. Nope, we are not doing that. Changing my mind. Shocker. All right. Holiday rates for shipping are increasing again, you guys. I just had a pirate ship email pop up on my iPad, and it's like rate increases again. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. How about let's do, pick a word, Jody. Pick a word. I don't want to do majestic because they're bunnies. But the bunnies are not majestic. Do we want to do cuddly? Will that work there? We'll cut it out and see. Oh. Yeah, I cannot believe the price of shipping. It just is enough to make me crazy. And it really hinders a lot of like Happy Mail and racks and swaps and stuff like that because it's so expensive. Ooh, sweet and cuddly. We could do sweet and cuddly. Yeah. I have my phone plugged in too, and the cord is running like right over Chloe's head. So I don't know. At any moment, we could have another disaster. Sweet and cuddly. No. How about just cuddly? Cuddly and cute. Okay. Now we need something that's a contrasting color here for our cuddly. And what do we want to use? I'm going to cut that down some. That's too big. So I'm watching the tree across the street here. The neighbors have a dogwood tree in their front yard, and it is changing a lot. I can't believe it. I'm like, oh my gosh. And like part of my conversation with my brother is he was supposed to come up for a visit, which he's not going to do now this year. That's not enough contrast. I don't have any dark scraps out right now. Anyway, my brother was supposed to come up to visit, and he was like, I'm not going to make it up. And I'm like, I could have told you that. And we're very sarcastic with one another, so it's not being mean. It's just the way it is, right? And anyway, so he said maybe in the spring, and I was like, yeah, maybe. We'll see. But anyway, but we were just talking about the weather changing and stuff. It's so crazy what's going on. And he had sent me some pictures the other day when he was sending me pictures of like the trees down and stuff from the storm. And I was like, man, your leaves are really changing. But he's like, at this point, if I come up, you're going to be starting to get ready to leave, and I'm just going to be in the way. And I said, you won't be in the way. Believe me, I'll use your legs. I'll be like, here, you carry this out for me. He was like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, I know, but I'm just telling you, you wouldn't be in the way. Put you to work. So, my birthday is, well, by the time this airs, my birthday will have passed. But anyway, for just a few months here, we'll only be 4 years apart. Normally, we were like just under 5 years apart in age. And look at me, I'm the older one. I'm the baby, but I'm the grown up in the relationship. But that's what I say to Mark too. That's just me being silly. So when you're backing what I'm doing is I'm just making like a word plate. And then what happens is it makes it stand off your page a little bit more. So that's always an option for you to do something like that if you want. And then this is just a little piece of like gold tulle that's laying in my scrap bin here beside me. And so I'm just going to cut a little bit of that. Chloe's eyeballing it. She loves to eat this stuff. So funny story. Last winter. Was it last winter? Yeah, last winter in the, excuse me, in the RV, I had a little Christmas tree and I had my 12 Days of Christmas presents under it, and my daughter-in-law had sent us a package. Well, the package had a tulle bow on it, right? Well, apparently little Miss Fluffy Bum here has an obsession with tulle. Even when she finds it in here, like on the floor or whatever, she chews it to no end. I'm like, stop eating it, right? And so I actually had to hide the present for my daughter-in-law in the back of all the other presents. Well, as the 12 Days of Christmas gifts were getting opened, of course, that meant less presents under the tree. So then I get to where there's just a couple days left, and the present from them was accessible again, right? Because I'd opened all the rest of them. And I had to actually pick that present up and hide it from her because she would not stop eating the bow and crunching and chomping on it. It was the craziest thing. I'm like, you're nuts, cat. You're totally nuts. She gets it from her owners, that's for sure. All right. Okay, so now we have a little label there. We have this. We still need something here, and I'm thinking maybe we'll just use one of these words since I have them cut. I have such a mess. Oh my gosh, I have to clean up. It's starting to stress me out big time. And sometimes you have to do that when you're creating. Sometimes you just have to just stop and clean up your mess, because it's not worth it once it starts stressing you out because you have such a mess. But I have my January project has blown up all over my room. I have 12 Days of Christmas gifts I have to work on getting wrapped and figure out how I'm going to wrap them this year. I have this project. I printed the Festive Compendium from Tracy, so I have to get that figured out because that'll be like a design team project, right? So I have all these different things going. I have way too many irons in the fire, and I have to start packing. So it'll be fun. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, she says, as her eyeballs are swirling around, going all crazy. But anyway, no, it'll be fine. I need to feel better. I was supposed to have physical therapy this morning, so I'm using my PT time to film and then go from there. All right. So that just gives us that. And then I could put little gems on there, but I'm not going to right now. Okay. And then while I was talking to my brother, I backed the little bunny. So we have a pocket here and we have this pocket. So we need to put something in those pockets. So let me get that figured out and I'll be back in a minute. So I have this rabbit backed on just some lightweight paper. Oh, he's back. Hubby just pulled in the driveway, so super quick. The lightweight paper here, and I have him backed, so I'll just make a nice journaling card. And when you use, well, glue stick is an entirely other conversation to have. But anyway, so this will just tuck into a pocket somewhere. And maybe we'll do some stamping on the bottom of this. I think I want to stamp and maybe heat emboss it to add some interest to it. I think that's what I'm going to do. I have to go see what he's doing back because it's early for lunch. And I was going to say I'm going to set a timer to see what I can get done in the time allowed to get lunch ready, but he's back. I need to cut that down a little bit more. It's a little snug in the pocket still, but I want to heat emboss here. So we'll do that when I come back and then see where we're at with time for this video. So for those of you that have been with me for a while, you know I try to keep it real at my channel, right? Well, somehow I have lost a stamp. I had a little stamp here. And it was super cute, and I was going to stamp it on the rabbit, and I lost it. I haven't done anything, and I just got it out, and then I moved a couple things around, and now I can't find it. So, brain fog. I'm going to blame it on brain fog. Did make a cup of tea when I was downstairs seeing what Mark was doing home. It's not caffeinated, so it's not going to help me there. I don't know. And it was cute too. It says, some of us are too cute to take life seriously. And I thought that would be so cute on the rabbit. And I was trying to find something to like stamp it on and make like a little belly band on him. I don't know. I lost it. Oh, there it is. It's stuck. I was like, what did I touch since I've been back up here? Found it. All right. I literally only have a few minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 20 minutes. Oh, it didn't work.
20 minutes starting now.
Oh, okay, my computer answered. I'm like, one of these devices has got to answer me. All right, so I have these little tag thingies, and I got these at a yard sale for 25 cents. They're just craft assorted tags, and I was trying to find something to put down here, and nothing was working. Oh my gosh, you know what's really funny is these are like off center and that will drive me crazy. Oh my gosh, it's the little things in life, you guys. Like these are factory cut and embossed. Why aren't they right? But I think that would be really cute on there. But maybe that's too small to put in the middle of that, which is a bummer because I think that's really cute and I want to use it somewhere. But we'll put it back in the package. So it, oh, stop. Anyway, all these devices. And sometimes I say mean things to the devices and then they tell me that's not nice. When I have them activated to ask them a question and they don't tell me the answer, they'll say, I don't know, or whatever. And I'm like, oh, you're so dumb. And the device says, that's not very nice. Oh my goodness. Okay. Maybe I just stamp something across there. I don't know. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to move on and go to a different page till I figure it out. All right. I have him. I wanted to put him on a page somewhere, but I'm not sure. Did I tell you guys I went ahead and took the white off the outside of that, and I really like it better. I think it's really cool. And then it's like a frame on that blackberry dyed paper. So, oh, we've got the hair there. So, embellishing the pages. Sometimes this is what happens. I sit and I flip and I flip and I flip and I can't figure out what I want to do. And I just have to get a feel for it. And sometimes I just have to walk away. And then, again, it's one of those things that I say, you know, if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know, sometimes you just have to walk away. And that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with needing to walk away from your project for a little bit. It happens to everybody, and it's okay. Oh, dude, I don't have room for you up here right now. Found my glue book. I had to move stuff so I could scooch her over. I can't guarantee she's going to stay where I have her. Hopefully that doesn't bother you guys, and if it does, sorry. All right, so I have this set of Stampers Anonymous, and I'm liking this frame up here in the corner. And I think because I'm just having some brain fog, we're just going to add a little bit of interest to a few pages. And then I will probably come back later, maybe after lunch. Like I said, I have to go to the barn. Now, if I do that, yeah, okay. I have to go to the barn and film, but I don't really feel like doing that either. I may just go sit down and work on my slow stitch project I'm working on for a little bit. Trying to make something for somebody. It's, I better stamp that on my book page. If you're not sure what your stamp's going to look like, or you've got something like this and you're like, what's that going to look like on my page? You can always stamp it off on something else. You can always stamp it off on something else and just see how it's going to translate. Like, how do you want it? Do you like the position? Like this, I don't know. I don't think it's actually directional, but it could be. And so if it is, then I want to make sure that by changing the direction, it's going to look okay. So I just have my glue book here, and I'm going to stamp it in the direction that I want to stamp it. And it's fine. It's just going to add a little bit of interest there. Not sure that I actually like it in the green though for this particular page. So let's just test it in brown, and then we can move on. Yeah, I like it in the brown better. Wish I had like a mulberry or a mauve kind of color. Not mauve, mulberry, blackberry. That's the color. Blackberry color would be cool. Whatever this is. I don't have quite the right shade in any of my Distress inks, so that's why I'm not trying to do anything with those. I'm going to stamp there. I'm going to come up here, and that's going to be off the page, and there's something under there. No. Oh, I actually like the second generation stamp better. It's not as bold, so probably would have chosen to do that over this, but there's a workaround. Can you guys see that? There's a workaround. Work around. Let's go back to our ephemera bits here and say, what do we have? Ooh, now we could put a little pocket at the bottom of that page. I know that's a lined background, and that's okay. Or we could do, ooh, where are those? I know. He's got to be backed with something. No. So we have these bits that we haven't used, right? Let's see. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I'm really trying not to do that to you guys. I love him. He's got to be used somewhere. He just has to be. He's adorable. That I'm going to use for my cover, I think. Ooh, yep. Yep. I lost my tear ruler again. Boy, I told Mark yesterday, we have both been so fortunate that neither of us have had a cold or anything. And I haven't suffered with my allergies in a really long time either. Like, I get sniffles, and I'm not sure what I've got going on either. So there's that, right? But I said, man, we have been so lucky. And he's so funny. He was going to give me a kiss bye this morning. And he goes, wait a minute. I don't want what you've got. I don't want you to get it either. So he just gave me a kiss on the cheek, which was totally fine. It was just the way he said it. I don't want what you got, or I don't want your germs, or whatever he said. And I was like, that's kind of rude. But it was funny. It was really cute. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a work around it. I love this acorn, so I want to make that so I can still use this piece somewhere. And then we'll have this, and I'm just going to fold that down right there. Am I going to do that? I am not going to do that. Now what? I'm changing gears for like the umpteen millionth time. So I found this scrap, which I really like, but then I'm looking at this and I'm like, I really like this little October bit here, and I think I want to use that somewhere. And this was a misprint. I was going to use the stuff that's on the back, and then I'm like, those colors. And I like this collage page, and if you've been following me for any amount of time, I have a love-hate relationship with collage pages. I think they can get really busy really quickly, and it drives me nuts. And it's not that it drives me nuts in a bad way, it's that my brain can't process everything that's on the page. And so I'm always like, well, what should I do with it? How do I use it? So that's a me issue. That is not a designer issue. That's a me issue. So I'm not saying anything negative about the people who design the kits. That's just how my brain works. And it is what it is. So I embrace that, and I understand that about myself. So I just try to take them in small bits, and sometimes I can use them as full pages and highlight elements on them and try to push other things to the background, but not always. So this is an example of using my glue book, right? So now my top page is all gluey, and I have pages stuck together because you've been using this book for a really, really long time. And I'm just going to glue that down because, again, I don't know what I was thinking when I printed these pages, and I'm not sure if they are 28 pound or 24 pound. I almost feel like these are 24 pound pages because they feel very light to me. So I have glue here. So when you're playing with napkins, always keep your white layers. I have a little bin under my table where I keep the white layers. They come in handy. You can use them again to collage. You can use them like I just did and clean up messes, stuff like that. I like this. I want to use this somewhere. Where is the question? So I'm going to go ahead and back this because I really like this piece, but I don't want to tear it until it's glued. Now, if you try to tear your pages when your glue is wet, it's going to do really funky things. And sometimes I do it on purpose, but generally I like to make sure my glue is dry before I start trying to tear layers that are glued together, because you can get tearing into your image and you don't want that. So if you're going to do things like this and glue them, just glue your bits, set it aside, let it dry, and then come back to it. And I got glue all over that one too. Sometimes I cause myself my own problems because I insist on using the glue pages so much that it just makes a mess. So I'll let these dry, but I know I'm going to use this in this little corner here. I think that's really cute. Just as a little tuck, I think. Let this dry. We'll find a home for it somewhere. And this is part of the embellishment process. So one thing people say, what is ephemera? When you are new and I see this question a lot. What is ephemera? What does ephemera mean? What is ephemera? Ephemera actually is, technically, the definition is like a one-time use thing. So you go to the racetrack and you get a ticket to go in. That's a one-use thing. You go to the movies, you get your ticket stub, or you used to before everything was on your phone. That is a one-time use thing. So technically a piece of ephemera. Whatever these are, I don't know what these are, but anyway, so this would be like a bus ticket that was probably punched at some point being used. That's technically a piece of ephemera. It's something that's designed for one-time use for a specific purpose, but now it's gotten super popular and we all love the old bits and we want the old bits, so it's hard to find them. But anyway, that's what ephemera is. So, okay, let me see. I have a few minutes left here to keep working. Oh, this page. Oh, this page. Oh, I like that. I can put that somewhere too. So I'm thinking with this deer page is if I wanted to put a pocket on a page, I could have those trees in the background and put something in the front of it. Somehow. I don't know. I don't know. And then go from there. Oh, yeah, like something like that. I can cover it. And then have the trees in the background. Or I just say altogether, never mind on that page. And use this some other way. Because I have the lines printed. I could back some tags and stuff with this page. Let's do that. I'll do that. Well, my alarm went off and I have gotten nothing else done. So I have to go make lunch. So I'm going to regroup, and then hopefully when I come back, we will get something else done. I do have an idea for this page, and I have something paper clipped here. So maybe when I come back from lunch, I'll be a little bit more refreshed and feel like we can accomplish something other than just glue a couple things down. I do like the bunny in there. I think I might cut the bunny. Oh, I could just fold the bunny. No. Okay, it's after lunch, and cooked it, ate it, cleaned it up. I'm back upstairs. I have another cup of tea. My voice is coming and going. So we're gonna make this piece, and I'm gonna call that the end of this video. I am going to continue to work on embellishing my pages, but if I strain my voice anymore today, I'm gonna totally lose it, and I lose it for days when that happens. So this is one of the sheets that were in the kit, and I'm pretty sure that I printed this 2 to a page. I think this is a whole page. I'd have to look back at my hard drive to tell you for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's a full page that I shrunk down, knowing that I wasn't going to use it as a sheet in my journal. I thought it would make a nice journaling card of sorts. I couldn't find my scissors. I don't need help being rattled today, you guys. You're probably like, Jody, this video is a freaking hot mess. You should have just not even tried to film. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so what I was thinking is I'm just going to fold this in half, and then we'll put it in our little sweet pocket, and it'll just be a nice little piece to have in there. Pull it out, and it's a journaling space. So that is a tip for you if you're new. You could always play with the size of your pages when you're printing. You can print 2 to a page. You can print 4 to a page, depending on how big you want to get them. So let's say you buy a digital of labels, okay? And some of you don't know that I'm a creative design team member for Tracy Fox, and people love her labels, right? She's like known for her labels. And so one thing you can do if you were to buy a sheet of labels, I don't even have to talk about Tracy. I can talk about the words that Karin has in her kit. And I'm probably going to do it is go and print those 2 to a page to make them smaller. If you wanted to make them even smaller, you could print them 4 to a page. You have to know the limitations of your own printer though, and sometimes when you start messing with the sizes of your digitals, then you run the risk of them maybe becoming blurry or just not clear or whatever, and I think some of that depends on the quality of the digital as well. So that's always an option of something that you can do. So just know that, like, you're not limited by, oh, that's just a full sheet, I wish it was smaller. Well, make it smaller. And it depends on your printing software. It depends on your printing software. Do you just, you can print, like mine, I can do a percentage, so I can print it at 50% or whatever, or I can tell it to print 2 pages per 1 sheet of paper, and I think on my software that's under the layout. So I would just say learn on something that's black and white It's a black and white digital because ink is so expensive. I don't want you practicing on something that takes a ton of yellow ink and then you're like, well, now I've used all my yellow ink, Jody, so now what? No, practice on black and white. And you can also just do print preview. I have lost my stamp block. Oh, it's right there. You could also do print preview and see how it's going to look when you do it. But those are just ways. Number one, it's going to help you utilize your digitals in different ways. So that's something that I sometimes like to do. And I like to make small journals sometimes. So one way, oh, love that. One way that I like to be able to play with them is just to maybe do two to a page. And, well, that's really funny. That is supposed, I don't know what color that stamped. Look at that. I don't know what that did, but that's supposed to be a ground espresso archival ink. And I did stamp that crooked, but I like it. I'm okay with that. But anyway, so that's just a little tip for you on ways that you can, utilize your digitals for different sizes and stuff. So anyway, okay, I'm going to stop this video here. I'm going to just continue to work. If I come back and do anything super stellar, then that will be in the second embellishment video for the week, which will air on Friday. So thank you for joining me, and please do make sure you're checking out all of the collaborators in this collaboration, and I hope you're enjoying it, and make sure you're sharing your creation in everybody's Facebook groups. So see you in the next video. Bye.